You get the sickle.
I saw a lot of hands go up when his was here for the first time. It's always amazing. And I bet when we walked into this room, you could tell immediately that it was filled with energy, electrifying energy. And that comes from these founders that have great visions, imagination, but most of all, the risk takers. But even having that freedom to fulfill your vision has its downsides. And one of them is a lot of uncertainty. Uncertainty leads to fear. Well, that fear, the antidote to that fear is faith. And we're going to talk about how faith comes from building trust. I met Rob here, I think about 18 months ago, and we had a connection immediately, and you started to get to know each other. And over that time, he taught me pretty much everything I know about venture capital. So I started out about zero. And got to the point where I trust him enough to invest in his fund. I think first investor, right? So let me introduce Rob and yeah, other than the founders, but since that, first investor. So Rob is going to talk to us about how a different paradigm that's built on trust improves success.
Let's see if I can do this without a script. How many of you are actually really looking for money from investors? Or okay, let's add to that. How many of you would like to be looking for money from investors? Or looking forward to looking for money from investors?
Just give us more.
And the rest of you are millionaires already, like, how are you going to run and do this without getting some capital?
Customers.
That's probably the best way, actually. So being a lawyer is a small and medium-sized business. That's what a lawyer is,
Right.
like a doctor. But the entrepreneurs are doing something unique, a new product. The lawyer is just being a lawyer. Pardon. By the way, Andy, I do want to meet you.
Come on, Tasser. Big like this is
Did I come against my time? So Shepherd Ventures 3 is a venture capital fund. The chances of you needing a venture capital fund is 1 out of 10,000. Because we're talking about investing in companies that project sales, revenues of $100 million or more in the 5th year at least, and have a very good chance of making that. And then you plan to be acquired. Because you can't keep running your business if you want to get investors to buy your stock. You have to sell your company to pay back the investors. How many knew that? It's not really true. There's another way to get investors without ever selling your company. So either you are interested in lots of money and then selling your company, or you're interested in not selling your company and getting a moderate amount of money to keep it going. Either way, contact me through the website, through that QR code. Our way of investing, I'll make this really quick, is to invest in the founders. Yeah, we look at the product, we look at the market and all that, but we're primarily concerned with, do we trust you? Now, trust is very complex, right? This doesn't just mean do we trust you not to tell the truth, it's not to lie, but do we trust you to carry the ball all the way to whenever we get paid back? Right. And investing, and rather starting a company is a very hard thing, as you probably know, as somebody else already said. I think it's as hard as getting married and raising kids. Actually, there's something hard raising kids and not being married. Or like invading Ukraine. That would be a very hard thing to do. I know I'm talking to you. Or there's another Ukrainian out there. So starting a business is not easy. Raising money is equally hard because now you have to establish trust with the investors that you can make it to a point where you can pay them back. So we are primarily concerned with finding people that we can really trust. And we have a way of doing this. It's very unique. It's a win-win solution because in doing that, you also raise more money quickly. And the value of your company goes up higher. So that's really all I really want to tell you. I'd like to be of help to, every startup that's going to be needing capital. So do contact us on the QR code, right? Wherever, there it is, right? And my name is Robert Steve McCrae. Catch my novel when it comes out next year. And thank you very much.